Hello and welcome to the first episode of Behind the Railway series, where we take a look at the stories of the Railway series and locate their real-life counterparts in history, using sources like Brian Sibley's Thomas the Tank Engine Man, Christopher Awdry's Sodor reading Between the Lines, and the Sodor Island fan site. To start off this series, we're going to take a look at the first book of the Railway series, The Three Railway Engines, first published in 1945. Just like many children's books, The Three Railway Engines started out as stories told by a parent to a child. In this case, a few stories dreamt up by the Reverend Wilbert Vere Awdry to entertain his young son Christopher during a bout of measles. Edward's Day Out is the first story, about an old engine named Edward leaving the sheds to pull trains for the day. Edward and Gordon saw Edward helping push the boastful engine over a hill. The sad story of Henry involves another engine being afraid of the rain and refusing to move from a tunnel. Lastly, the story of Edward, Gordon, and Henry brings the three railway engines together for a happy ending. Each of these stories has its own basis in real railway history. For example, there was an instance of a failed American locomotive getting sealed up in a tunnel during the 1800s, a little like the sad story of Henry. And burst safety valves were common occurrences in steam engines that were pushed either too hard or driven too fast, like what happened to Gordon in Edward, Gordon, and Henry. And although it isn't a claimed source for Edward's Day Out, odds are that older locomotives would be pushed to the sidelines as newer, stronger engines came around. Probably the most interesting origin is for the story of Edward and Gordon. When the Reverend Awdry was a boy living near Box in Wiltshire, he would often sit with his father and watch trains puff up the incline on the nearby Great Western Line. Often, a banker engine would be called in to push the trains up the hill, and from a child's ears, the two engines would be talking to each other.
Gordon pulled. I can't do it. I can't do it. Edward pushed. I will do it. I will do it.
Obviously, the Reverend Awdry wanted to share his childhood experiences with railways with his son. The Reverend Awdry would eventually write these stories down to tell to his children again and again, eventually publishing the stories at the behest of his wife and creating a world of adventure and friendship that is still loved to this day. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, feel free to like, subscribe, and share, and also leave a comment below. Until next time, I'm Captain Rutledge. Good day.